Welcome back to another episode of Everyday Integrity. I'm your host, Dawn Vitale.
And I'm Margie Bowling. Let's get started.
So, one of the quotes that I'm working with today, Margie, from Mike the Situation Sorrentino's book, Reality Check, is the quote: "The road to redemption is never easy, but always worth it." And from reading his book, you can see that the road that he's been on has paid dividends in terms of the relationships that he has now and the sober life he's living now. And so for me, the road to redemption is never easy, but worth it is right now I'm in my own program and I'm working on step 4. And there's a lot to unpack in step 4. Step 4 is really about, um, looking at the places where you have resentments and the people, the circumstances, the things that were done or said to you or not done and not said to
The
you,
impact.
the impact that it has on you. And, I know right now that it's hard work. Like it's taking some time to do this work. And, I look at my story and I think to myself, this work is going to make me so much stronger. It doesn't feel like it right now. For anybody who's working on something in their life right now, that it's a hard road, whether it's recovery, whether it's a physical recovery or, an addiction recovery or just some challenge, a loss of somebody, a turn of events, whatever it is, that
Mhm.
the path that you're on is the path you're on. And if you're doing the work and it seems arduous and it seems long, like you have to look and you have to find the inspiration. For me right now, I'm looking at
Mhm.
Mike's book and saying, this guy's an inspiration to look at. He's a hero to look at. And I'm reminded by that story that
Mhm.
I too am in my own journey. I'm in my own
Mhm.
hero's journey and I get to be on my own road. And it's not always pretty. It's not always easy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm doing the work and I'm motivated to know that at the end of this part of the climb of the mountain that has no top, that it'll be worth it because it's going to make me a better person to look
Yeah.
back and say, why am I holding resentments of things that happened, 25, 30 years ago? Why am
Mhm.
I harboring resentments to people that, may look or sound like the person who did these bad things to me? And
Well,
I'm
why do you
learning
want
to
to
let
do
them
this,
go.
Dawn? Why do you want to do this road of redemption? Why do you? Why do we anybody want to do it?
It's a great question. I mean, for me, I am always looking for, I, and Mike says this in the book. He says that his new drug is growth. And I think
Mm.
when we've talked about this before, like the six human needs. One of those areas is growth. Like we all
Mhm.
need to grow. If we're not growing, we're dying. There's
Mhm.
always room for growth. And I don't want to die, Margie. And I don't mean like in a physical sense.
Yeah.
I just, I'm always nurturing that inner part of me that wants to heal and become the
Mhm.
person that I've
Yeah.
always been. And
And we've both already had a lot of opportunities of positive opportunities, I think, come our way because we
mhm,
found the value in this work. And I think
totally.
something that happens in this, like taking an inventory, because you have to know what it is that you need to clean up, right?
Yep.
And eventually that list gets a little narrower because you go out and you create action on these. And then at some point, you become in the moment, you catch it. So there's less time from the situation kind of bubbling up, right?
A situation.
The situation. I don't know if we always said that or now it's just happening because this book. But when the list gets smaller and then you become in the moment of catching situations that you know could unfold and create more resentment, you
Huh.
clean it up right away and then it becomes fun. It goes from awkward and scary to let's lighten the mood right now. And let me ask you a question, Dawn. You know, like I noticed something happened a minute ago. I'm just doing a
Yeah.
hypothetically, like I
Yeah.
felt incomplete between you and me in interaction. Um, was this happening? And I want to address it. And you might say to me, yeah, I saw that too. And then we talk about it and make a new promise. Or you're like, gosh, no, Margie. And it was all in my head. And then we go on to the next thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely that. It's like figuring out like where the uncomfortableness comes
Mhm.
from, and then trying on a new way of being with people that had nothing to do with your circumstances of your past, your traumas, and,
Yeah.
and rather than being a victim, being a person who's willing to do the work and become a different person, a person that you're always meant to be, and to allow that other person to even have the
Yeah.
possibility of a relationship with you.
Oh, yeah. The meaningful relationships. I mean, girl, we have garnered these all over the world. Like, you've been there where you're in an elevator just going up a few floors and then you have this like amazing connection or not.
Uh,
And
or you have
I'll
the
never
person,
forget.
the person that you see on the elevator all the time, but they never say a word to you. You're like,
I
dude,
mean,
I've been here for 20 years. Why don't
I
you say
have
hello to me?
crazy since doing these, like cleaning up our messes, right? And getting to where there's so little space between it's no longer here or there, but just present to the moment of we are both here.
Yeah.
I have so much fun and have lasting relationships
Yeah.
all over the world that I connect with.
Yeah. You do a good job at that, Margie. I'm a little
I'm
bit New
Midwest.
York. I know. Like you Midwesters, man. Like I'm New York. Like I'm like, I got to give you 3 days, 3 to 5 days to figure out if I like you first. And then we'll have a conversation.
Yeah, I get it, but it just becomes fun. So it's a lot of work,
Mm,
and sometimes I do. I know, we're not here, you and I, Dawn, to say how perfect we are. We try to be honest. We are very intentional, and we both. Maybe we'll have to have a podcast around the hot mess of the week where we fall short, right? We are jerks,
I love it.
Dawn.
I
Like
love it.
we're
Hot
not. I
mess of the
mean, we
week.
hot mess of the week.
I'm writing that down.
It really though, and but we want to contribute to you guys. So we hope you got something out of this. Dawn did. She's writing it down.
Hot
Great.
mess, hot mess of the
Hot
week.
mess of the week.
All right. Yes. Have a namaste, everybody.
Have a nice day. Bye.